Okay, as most of you probably know, I've done lots of terrible things in the past. Some were even worse as much as what you think. But ever since I began trying to improve, the anti-me army has gotten out of control. You're probably going to click this and not even listen to what I have to say. So to make sure you pay attention, I'll add some Subway Surfers gameplay and some jingling keys. Most people who hate on me, and those that harass me because of my past, are literally the most self-centered, whiny, boundary disregarding, spoiled fools I've ever seen in my life. Self-delusional, who literally annoys me a lot and don't leave my past behind. I know most of ye are probably children and/or autistic. But most autistics and children don't behave like that, at least for those I've met in real life. I know what I did was bad and I'm not innocent myself. But that doesn't excuse ye for trying to harass me and disrespecting my boundaries. I even have lots of friends who's going through the same situation as mine. One of them literally got harassed for trying to improve multiple times and even threaded on him for it. And now his life is ruined. Not that any of ye seem to care about his own being or whatsoever. I've even been threaded too. People saying that I shall end myself because of my past. And even forcing me to show me their real face. And they even said they don't care if I'm improving or not. Because according to them, I already did the bad and I shouldn't be forgiven and live. What I'm saying isn't even the worst, by the way. People who threaded on me because of my past said that I shall be on Epstein's list so I can be. If you really think you're doing a good thing for harassing people because they did bad things, you are not doing any good to anyone, even if they refuse to improve. If thou dost these things towards others who's done terrible things in the past like me, please stop for a moment to self-reflect. Take a very good look at thyself in the mirror, and watch the mirror break and fall apart like debris. This is the type of person thou art. This is the kind of person thou chose to be. But it's not too late to heal it. There are thousands of other opportunities thou canst make on thine own life. It's either this way or no way. Please, get an actual honest job. Surely there's something thou art good at that doesn't involve harassment like this. As the drama keeps growing up, lots of immature people still have the nerve to harass me because of my past. People are even refusing to respect my boundaries and DNI stuff too. Such as this user that said she would stop interacting with me but didn't actually refuse. Don't be like this user. Even if people are bad, boundaries still shall be respected. Even if the user is extremely toxic, there's at least something about them thou should respect. Also, people like me who tries to improve themselves also has the same problem. Just because someone did something bad doesn't mean they'll never improve. Sure, there's some users who refuses to improve, such as my worst enemy. But at this point thou art just milking everything. Most people who tries to improve say, wait, I'm not supposed to do that. Let me change to the better. When they do a bad thing, I'm not saying I should be forgiven by everyone and I'm innocent myself. But just because I did bad things doesn't mean you should do the bad for me. I already got hated enough for the past 5 years. People do deserve a chance to improve, including people who are like at my age. Honestly, the current state of internet is just horrible. Something needs to be done about it. But probably nothing ever will. But at least I'm speaking up about it to spread the word. So hopefully that will at least do something. Kids like those who also likes to harass me also likes to put words in my mouth and make propaganda out of me. Such as this one that I'm showing right now. I said to this person, just because I did bad things doesn't mean you should harass me for it, and they put words in my mouth. Another example is when people falsely accused me for being a Zionist and said I'm a Nazi myself in the present day. One of them are literally misinformation and the other is just completely lie they made of me. I already said multiple times I regret what I've done, including on my apologize document. But people still have the nerve to harass me and disrespect my boundaries. I'm literally trying my best to not do these things anymore, and I haven't done anything bad on this present day. I mean, I did made only like a few bad things in the present, but it wasn't repetitive from my main past. I even focus on the things I've done that are the worst the most, and I focus on peace and not trying to do bad things again. Can't you be grateful? Can't you literally think twice before doing something to the others that discomforts them? You don't get to treat me like this, and then wonder why I avoid fighting nowadays. Not to mention that besides harassment and boundary disregarding, people think 'tis okay bringing up my past, even though I feel extremely uncomfortable with it. And guess what? I'm already going deaf in real life since the early 2026. I even have anger issue and depression, and it's no doubt you guys are literally laughing at me right now or thinking I'm lying. Thing is, I do like to share with others what I'm going through and what I went through my life. I just wish I could without these harassment and self-delusional, but it probably will never happen. These people also seem to have a habit of constantly threatening on others just so they can get attention or something. Treating us like if we were the next Hitler or going to invade their country instead of treating us like human beings with lives. Considering there are a bunch of people who literally refuses to improve and keep doing terrible things without caring, not even less. Why don't thou go bother and threaten them instead of those who want to improve? Since that's the type of person thou want us to be, the kind of world we have to live in, then fine, I give up. People keep saying I shall leave the OSC for it and look for other communities. Except that I'm not leaving the OSC, and probably never will. I already had lots of experiences with other communities. And the OSC became the only one community I'm staying on. And I don't apologize for that. The communities I've been in ended up no different than what I have mentioned. But they somehow were worse comparing to the only one community I'm currently on. Besides just harassment, they also have lots of CP, toxicity, pestering others to do what they want, etc. Once again, I know what I did was terrible. But oh my God, by the way, I'm not saying that I'm the right on here and I shall be forgiven by everyone who hates me. But you all genuinely need to learn how to stop and leave those that are trying to improve or not. It's okay if you don't like me or the others who are trying to improve but they did bad things, including threatening on them and doing them bad stuff to them. Obviously people still can hate on others that they think they are bad, even if people are improving or not. Just don't go ahead and harass them for those and think what you are doing is right. Besides harassing people for their past, for some crazy reason, people have the nerve to harass others for their taste. I don't think this is even a reason to harass people in the first place. Even though I do hate people who like Nick Loon, but I don't harass them for it. For example, if people stop hating on whatever they like, they would stop being themselves. In general, I do have languages, historical figures, letters, culture, classical music, object show and other stuff autism. So I love anything related to those. And if I do stop liking those, I would stop being me. I do even love adult jokes and adult stuff. And I don't apologize for that. I probably will love those forever, and continue to do things related to those. Oh no wait, shoot. I forgot this is about harassment for people's past. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you really hate someone strongly, I don't think people like me will bother it. And honestly, it's okay for hating on others for their past. But that doesn't mean you guys should do these stuff I've mentioned earlier. I already learned my lesson that what I did was extremely bad since the past 8 months. People like me have to get our problems in private to get away with people like you. People like me focus on what we've done and focus on not to do it again. I don't focus on war or whatever, I focus on peace. Even my favorite historical figure Beethoven focused on peace. Actually lots of them that I like do focused on peace. Like Zamenhof, Washington, Schiller, Einstein, etc. But Beethoven literally created a whole symphony about peace. And its message was something I thought it was going to happen to the world, and I still wish it could. Which it literally means everyone deserved peace, even the bad ones. Even though Beethoven didn't use the full ode to joy poetry, the poetry still has more meanings than what you think. I don't bother if this somehow gets popular. But who am I to kidding? I doubt a single soul will listen to this. Thou art not going to change, aren't thou? Thou art going to ignore to everything I just said, if thou even stayed for it all, and continue to be a spoiled brat by harassing people, aren't thou? Well guess what then? Shame on thee. Even if people told me to shame on myself more than thee. But I hope thou will grow up with this eventually. And if it'll be the opposite, no one will ever want to marry thee, so thou won't be in the gene pool anyway. Nevertheless, if perchance any parents or future parents end up seeing this, please do better. Don't raise your kids on this way. Even if you all didn't raise them this way, please take a very good look at your child's searching files. But if you made this far and are going to improve like me, that's good. I thank ye all for listening to what I have to say. Just remember 2 things. Just because someone is bad doesn't mean you should do the bad for them. Unfairness is not equal. This is Ludwig Nickel signing off.